How the World Really Works. The Science Behind How We Got Here, and Where We're Going, by Vaclav Smil, offers a detailed examination of the critical processes that underlie modern civilization. Smil, a prolific researcher and professor, addresses the essential foundations of contemporary life, from energy and food production to material consumption and environmental sustainability. His approach emphasizes scientific realities, practical constraints, and the often overlooked but indispensable systems that keep society running. Overview. The book can be divided into several key themes, each exploring fundamental aspects of human civilization's infrastructure and the systems that support it. Smil's work is an attempt to demystify the complexity of modern life by focusing on the practical aspects of energy, materials, and the global economy. His central argument is that much of modern discourse on sustainability, technology, and the future tends to ignore the basic physical realities and constraints of the world. Smil is known for his pragmatic outlook, and How the World Really Works follows suit. He believes that understanding the actual workings of the world is essential for creating realistic solutions to the challenges humanity faces. His analysis spans multiple domains, covering energy consumption, agricultural production, material reliance, and environmental impacts. In doing so, Smil presents readers with a sobering but necessary understanding of what drives modern life and the path humanity must take for a sustainable future. Energy and its role in civilization. One of the most critical aspects of Smil's analysis is energy. According to him, energy underpins almost everything in modern life. He explores the relationship between energy and economic development, emphasizing how societies that harness more energy tend to be more prosperous. Energy, whether in the form of fossil fuels or renewable sources, powers the transportation, manufacturing, and infrastructure systems that define modern life. Smil highlights the significance of fossil fuels in particular, noting that they remain the dominant energy source worldwide. Despite increasing attention on renewable energy, fossil fuels such as oil, coal, and natural gas have powered the rapid industrialization and growth of the global economy. However, their use comes with profound environmental consequences, including air pollution, climate change, and resource depletion. Smil acknowledges that while renewable energy sources are critical for a sustainable future, transitioning from fossil fuels to renewables is not as simple as many assume. Renewable energy sources like wind and solar are intermittent and often require large-scale infrastructure changes. He stresses that energy transitions take time, and any realistic future energy system will likely involve a combination of renewables and continued use of fossil fuels in the short to medium term. Materials, the building blocks of modern society. In addition to energy, Smil discusses the materials that form the backbone of industrialized society. He highlights four essential materials: steel, cement, plastics, and ammonia. These materials are ubiquitous in modern life, forming the foundation for infrastructure, construction, transportation, and agriculture. 1. Steel. Steel is a critical component of buildings, vehicles, machines, and infrastructure. Its production relies heavily on energy-intensive processes, particularly those involving coal. Steel is indispensable for constructing modern cities and industrial structures. 2. Cement. Cement is the primary ingredient in concrete, the most widely used building material in the world. Smil emphasizes that cement production is a massive source of carbon emissions, given the energy required for its production and the chemical processes that releaseco2. 3. Plastics. Plastics are essential in virtually every industry, from packaging to medicine. Derived primarily from petrochemicals, plastics are versatile but also contribute to pollution, particularly in the form of waste that accumulates in oceans and ecosystems. 4. Ammonia, primarily used in fertilizers, is crucial for feeding the world's growing population. Smil notes that the development of synthetic fertilizers has allowed agricultural productivity to soar, enabling the global population to reach over 7 billion. However, the production of ammonia is energy-intensive and reliant on fossil fuels. The reliance on these four materials illustrates how deeply intertwined modern civilization is with energy consumption. Each material's production process requires vast amounts of energy, most of which currently comes from fossil fuels. Smil underscores that any transition to a more sustainable society must address the material demands of modern life, not just energy production, food production, and feeding the world. Smil delves into the complexities of modern agriculture, emphasizing the significant energy inputs required to feed the world's population. Modern farming is highly dependent on fossil fuels, not only for powering machinery and transportation, but also for producing fertilizers and pesticides. Synthetic fertilizers, in particular, have played a pivotal role in boosting agricultural yields, allowing humanity to sustain billions of people. However, Smil warns that the current food production system is unsustainable in the long term. Intensive farming practices deplete soil, rely on vast amounts of water, and contribute to biodiversity loss. Moreover, the energy demands of industrial agriculture contribute to environmental degradation and climate change. Smil also discusses the importance of understanding the true costs of food production, including the environmental and social impacts. He critiques the idea that technological solutions, such as lab-grown meat or genetically modified crops, will be able to solve the world's food challenges, without addressing the underlying energy and resource dependencies of modern agriculture, the environment, and sustainability. A significant portion of how the world really works addresses environmental issues and the limits of sustainability. Smil is critical of the overly optimistic view that technology alone can solve the environmental challenges facing humanity. He argues that many proposed solutions, such as geoengineering or bio, are often overly simplistic and fail to account for the scale of the problem. One of Smil's main points is that the scale of human activity is so vast that reducing environmental impacts will require significant changes in consumption patterns, energy use, and material reliance. He highlights the need for realism in discussions about sustainability, noting that while technological innovations are essential, they must be coupled with changes in behavior and consumption. For example, Smil points out that modern society's reliance on fossil fuels and material consumption cannot be replaced overnight by renewable energy sources or more efficient technologies. The transition to a sustainable future will require decades of incremental change, with careful attention to the trade-offs involved in energy and material use. The future, what lies ahead. In the final sections of the book, Smil contemplates the future, addressing both the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. He is cautiously optimistic, but stresses that any realistic vision of the future must be grounded in the physical realities of energy and material consumption. Smil emphasizes that there are no quick fixes to the challenges of climate change, resource depletion, and environmental degradation. He advocates for a more thoughtful and measured approach to sustainability, one that takes into account the complexities of the systems that underpin modern life. Smil argues that societies must balance technological innovation with realistic expectations and a willingness to adapt to the limits imposed by nature. Conclusion: How the World Really Works is a compelling and thought-provoking exploration of the systems that sustain modern civilization. Vaclav Smil presents a clear-eyed view of the physical realities that shape our world, from energy and materials to agriculture and environmental sustainability. His work challenges readers to confront the often inconvenient truths about how the world operates and what is required to ensure a sustainable future. Through a blend of scientific analysis and practical insight, Smil encourages a more grounded understanding of humanity's place in the world and the path forward.